are. Yet again. A new Sunday. A brand new career mode that we looked at. And what was the deal with this thing? Can't remember. Oh yeah, the power supply wasn't good enough, but we are way over budget now. I think we're over budget. Are we over budget on this? Be the only one I have here. Budget's 160. What? Okay, so the old card's got to go in. Son of a bitch. I really don't know how the hell I'm going to accomplish this. And I don't have a 1050 Ti. I do have a 1050. That's gonna get us over budget though, ain't it? And yeah. Parts budget was... Fuck. There's really no way of doing this. I don't think. Because it was so fucking low. I don't know. Let me try. Get rid of the processor here. 6400 just isn't doing the job. 6400. Okay, so the G4400. We got an i3-6100, which actually, dude, that might actually work. Hey, this might actually do us here. Let's see. I'm actually kind of feeling good about this now. We got a 1050 Ti, which shouldn't blow our fucking power budget, and it shouldn't. I already ordered the parts, right? And yes. Okay, I ordered all the parts I need for the next series of stuff. I didn't accept it. Do. Joint is inflamed. Yeah, so I got like TMJ fucking acting up right now, and my jaw's like really inflamed, so like this whole spot here as I like open and close my mouth hurts like a motherfucker. Q, I don't show online? In what way? I show online in Steam. Go online on Twitch. Yeah, I'm streaming. Oh, I'm not on Discord. What's up, cowboy? Yeah, I'm not on Discord right now. Let's see here. Looking at this thing. The tech support Sunday, bruh. Dr. Drinkin's out there. Came to see. Ooh. 21. Oh, we got it. Hot damn. That's some resourcefulness. Did I also check this guy's... I think I already ran virus scanner on here, right? I bet. Do this first, my guy. No, I didn't scan his computer. Okay, now that that's cleared up, bam. Yeah, Q, there's a brand new career mode in this game, and if you already had a game save, it is no longer playable. There is a beta build of the game that you can opt into to play your old saves, but I mean, why would you want to? This is absolutely freaking great. Like, now you got a breakout of labor and parts. You got customer satisfaction, hidden requests. Oh no, porn box. Oh no. But you got like hidden like secondary objectives in this. Like this guy's like, oh, I clicked on too many dodgy links, so he wants us to check viruses, but it wasn't in the objective. So that gives us the best review, which is hot damn. And all these are in here. And now it's no longer just a rapid fire email set. Like, in order to get, I won't get more emails until I come in tomorrow. So, crew mode is overhauled. Everybody likes porn. Porn, porn, porn. Everyone likes porn. And that's what the internet is for. The internet is for porn. Like, some students might claim they're doing research, but it's for porn. For porn and touching themselves. Because that's what the children's love to do. Okay, so this guy had a 3D Mark score of 3175. That's 980. So the CPU is where the... Why is that so loud now? Randomly gets loud as shit. Okay, so I think it's a CPU issue here. There's a video that says... There's a video that says that using WoW characters... Lol, what? What? Yeah, oh, that's a G3 950. I could throw an i3 in there. Unless this guy doesn't want used parts. You might not. See, now I got new emails. Internet is for porn. It's true. Go to PC. Okay, that's this guy. What were the hidden objectives here? Wanted to benchmark at 37. Use parts. Please don't do that. Oh, you fucking yuts. Okay, what can I do here? Poppy. Poppy. Now the only used new part I have is this. Can I get the list? I want to see if I'm over budget. Hello? 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 I don't know why that's bugged now. That's gonna annoy the shit out of me. 150. I need to go all the way back to my... Okay, the budget was 525. And the original 3D Mark score was 3160. This should get us there. If I pop my USB into it, we would know. And while 3D Mark is running, we can blow out the dust and then go to the computer behind me. So no longer will you spend more money on doing a request in the beginning of this game and go broke, unlike prior. Ooh. Let's see here. Okay, that's running. Bam, bam, bam. That's right. I'm a badass. I'll blow it out while it's running. I don't care. I don't care. I'm a tech Jesus. I'm the Marilyn Manson of PC repair. Hell yeah. Doing all this shocking stuff. There we go. And look at that. Cool guys don't watch their cool guys don't look at benchmarks, so I just walk away from it while it benches. Fix. Okay, this is fix. Fix what? What's wrong? Inner man child. What's wrong? Inner man child. Replace RAM. Place the WAM. Easy. Some team group stuff. Ooh, now I gotta remove the CPU cooler because it blocks the RAM. Awesome. It's super cool. Okay, so broken was the 2800 megahertz of 4 gig. There we go. Slap that son of a gun in there. Get our CPU cooling. And plug that son of a gun in. Turn that on, see if it boots. Now let's see if the RAM fix had anything going on with it. I don't think it did. My son has always gone on about 3D Mark. What is that? If you can, I'd love some red plastic cables in there. Oh man, do I even have red plastic cables? Yes, I do. So he wants a 3D Mark stuff, loving stuff. Oh, there we go. Cables, got it. Get just the cables. There we go. Huzzah. Plug it all. Red cables. Red cables and a partial C. I'm trying to give it red cables, but it won't be cool about it. There it goes. Probably because it's not a modular power supply. It's a semi-modular. Haha, we found it. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Okay. Turn it on now. And the lad was always going on about 3D Mark, so let's give him some 3D Mark. Why did I say no? I have to restart it. I have to. There's no question about it. I have to do it. And knowing my luck, the one behind me didn't pass the value it needed. 38, 31? That totally did, actually. Hot damn. We're going to put that here. We're going to grab the next fixer-upper. Going to replace memory and a PSU. See what needs to be done with that. Looking for an upgrade. Collect. Discard. Repairs. Kid's been using it, getting weird pop-ups. My daughter likes to take the RAM out and put it back in. Now it stopped working. That's no good. You need to keep your kids away from your computer, friend. Beat your kids! Mess with the PC, they get the horns. Oh, that's how the old saying goes. I just unplug all the stuff. Like, I don't know why the cursor just like randomly resets, but it's really annoying. Mildly annoying. Kind of really annoying. The 2666, yeah. Yeah. 2666. Oh, so interesting news. The other day, I decided... I tried to stream X4 last night. That didn't work, because for whatever reason the capture doesn't work. Sometimes Slobs gets weird about Vulkan. Don't know why. It just does sometimes. So I couldn't play that, so I played this instead. No big deal. There's a lot of new content, so, you know, it's worth doing. I had a couple questions, helped a couple people out, like I always like to do. You know, asking the PC questions, getting the PC answers. And I go to play X4 today before I went to work. And somehow it just shuts my computer off. And I actually had to power cycle the PSU in order to get it to turn back on again. and it was the only game that did it. I benchmarked everything. All my voltages and power draws were perfectly fine. Nothing was out of the normal in terms of operating. Tried every other game program that I had. Only X4 would crash my system like that. Get on support. The dev contacts me and they're like, hey, delete your config and your config and your UI config and your pipeline file. And that sounds like what the problem is. I'm like, okay. And then I deleted it. Started back up. Now it runs. Why a broken config file would just kind of trip a ground fault in my system is beyond me. But, okay. It works now, at least. No, I didn't. I can't cancel an installation. Why? That's obnoxious. I wish they would give you the option to just hit, like, cancel install. Be really nice and useful. I misclick the wrong thing all the fucking time. But yeah. Oh, speaking of which, Cowboy, I don't know if you've noticed, if you've watched Linus and Jay lately. Jay's 2 cents, but they both kind of like leaked the RTX Titan. And I haven't really seen Bitwit or Paul or anything yet lately, but I'm wondering why two rather big name tech tubers leaked that card. Unless it's kind of a fuck you to Nvidia, which I could honestly understand. Yeah, and Jay did it when he was sawing that AIO apart. Like, it's really shitty that Nvidia keeps doing this crap. It really, really is, and it's okay. Yeah, I did do it. It's really shitty. I feel really bad for everybody who bought a 2080 Ti, thinking that they got the latest and greatest video card. Yeah, he actually like picks up a box. It's the RTX Titan box, and he just shoves it on top of a case. I think he shoves it on top of the old Skunkworks in the background while he's doing it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Because I thought the whole point of Nvidia launching the 2080 Ti, like, on day one for the new generation of cards, I thought the whole point was that Titan V came out, and Titan V was not branded GeForce, not branded GTX. It was just Titan Volta. That was made for machine learning and all that compute performance and all that jazz. Because ever since the Titan card lineup came out, Nvidia has sworn up and down that the Titan is not a gaming card. They have repeated that over and over ad nauseum every generation, leading up to the Titan V, which they did not brand GeForce GTX Titan V. It was just Titan V. So they're finally, like, everybody thought, okay, finally, they're committing to the fact that this is not a gaming card in branding. So they released the 2080 Ti to take over that high echelon of the consumer lineup. That ultra high of the consumer lineup. And now they're releasing an RTX Titan, which the RTX is the new gaming enthusiast grade gaming lineup of their product stack. When for the past 6 years they've outright said that the Titan is not a gaming card, and now they're launching it as a gaming card. Why? And I mean, the 2080 Ti is like what? I do believe it's like $1,200, $1,300. What the hell is the RTX Titan gonna cost? And all the poor, like, bleeding edge early adopters out there that bought into the 2080 Ti thinking that that was the highest end are now getting fucked because the RTX Titan's going to launch next month. Or even in the middle of December. Who knows? Titan was good for CAD too. Yeah, that was the whole point of it. I'm just saying it's just a really shitty thing they did. Because they did the same thing with the 10 series with Pascal. You know, that was a standard launch. They brought out the 80, the 70, and they announced the 60, but they brought out the 80 and the 70, and they brought out the Titan for the Pascal. Then the following year, they brought out the 1080 Ti, which then basically eclipsed the Titan X, the original Titan X Pascal edition, because these names get confusing now. Super confusing. Yeah, he just wanted red cables. So that screwed everybody who bought Pascal Titan X's, GTX Titan X Pascal architectures. So they all bought 1080 Ti's because that was the fastest card in the market, period. Bar none, fastest card. Then 5 months later, they announced a Titan refresh as Titan XP. Just 5 months later. It's like they want to fuck over the people that buy the highest end shit as early as possible. Every time. It could also be that this is a knee-jerk response to the very poor ray tracing performance that we're seeing in the 2080 Ti and the 2080. I can't even imagine what the 2070 runs with ray tracing enabled. But for those of you who aren't in the know, Battlefield 5 just launched with DirectX ray tracing support. And the average bench in Battlefield 5 with ray tracing enabled in 1080p on a 2080 Ti is 45 to 60-ish frames a second. Granted, the lighting reflection, the effect is beautiful. It really, really is. It's incredible, the technology that went into this. And I can't take that away from NVIDIA. It's really amazing that they're able to do this. But now you're paying $1,200 for a card, which in the previous product stack, the 1080 Ti, people who bought it were playing 4K at 60 frames or playing 1440p at like 120 hertz. Or even 144 in some cases. Now, are the people that are shelling out that much money willing to sit and play a game in 1080p with this amazing reflection and these amazing true to life lighting effects for 45 frames a second? I mean, some people, it won't matter. Some people are more than content with 30 frames. But and that's a 2080 Ti. I can't imagine what the ray tracing performance on the 2070 is, and we haven't seen any of the performance numbers for the 2070 running ray tracing in Battlefield 5. So it's like, what's going on? So I kind of suspect that the what kind of Power King 400 watt? Maybe it'll run the grader. I don't know. Wait, no, a 970 would work. Do I have a 970? But yeah, it's just. What do you mean incompatible? Why is it telling me every video card's in even what? What? Viewer Rock 515. Thank you for the follow, friend. Enjoy your monster taco. It actually took a little bit of second guessing to pronounce that, friend. But welcome to Tech Support Sundays. If you have any tech questions, feel free to ask. Now, why won't this GPU go in here? Why is it telling me none of these are compatible? It's even telling me that the one I pulled out of it's incompatible. Is this our first, like, game-breaking glitch here? I don't know if it's game-breaking, but... Nope, okay, there they all. There they are all working. Hot damn. That was weird. I'm gonna plug it all in. There we go. Now, what? I'm always benchmarking. Kid's been using... Okay, so we need... to just pretty much run a virus scan and then benchmark. Ooh, boy. But yeah, that concludes my rant on Nvidia and the now pretty much confirmed leaked RTX Titan. It gets me so mad. They literally fucked so many people. It's almost scamming, really. Tell people for 6 years that the Titan's not a gaming card. You release the Titan V, you remove the GTX, you remove GeForce from the Titan, put it out there, make it expensive as hell. Okay, now we can believe that it's really not a gaming card. And then you launch the TI right out of the gate because that's the upper tier. That's the top echelon of your new product stack. And then 4 months later, you bring out an RTX Titan. Oh, those poor early adopters. I feel so bad. So bad. Oh, there's no viruses. I think he did want us to run 3D Mark though. And then I could pull over the next set of emails and try to figure out what exactly I need while this is running the benchmark. Oh boy. It's been a wild quarter in terms of computer hardware. It's been a really wild quarter. Oop doo 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 doo. But yeah, viewer. Okay, I'm just gonna call you Rock because that's gonna be the easiest. So Rock 515. If you have any PC related questions, feel free to ask in the chat, and I will try to help you out as best I can. Get you sorted. Help you figure out what you need when you need it. Do I have another PC back here? Oh, no, that one was completed. 2337, he's got a Ryzen quad core. Okay, thanks. Yep, that's what I do these for. If you do have any tech questions, like during the week or some other day than Sunday, and I happen to be streaming, you know, pop it in chat. I'll answer it whenever the hell I notice it. I try to keep up with it as best I can, but of course that depends on the game. It's kind of hard to do it when you're playing like something like Rainbow Six Siege or Counter-Strike. Don't have a 1050 Ti. I got a billion 1050s. I was gonna say, like, I could just throw in another 1050, you know, SLI them, that'd be great, but that's right, the 10 series gimped SLI. Gimped it hard. Why do I have so many 560s? I mean, they do support Crossfire at 75 wattage. Best kind of PC? I mean, it all depends on what you're doing, friend. If you're gaming, you might want to trend towards single core performance, so that would end up being like an Intel NVIDIA build. Or if you actually like edit videos and stuff and multi-threading is more your jam, AMD's got great budget components with Ryzen. Multi-core support, and even if you're more budget conscious for gaming, Ryzen's even a very, very good pick if you're more budget minded. It all depends. And of course, the best PC is the one you build. As long as you're happy with it. You're not happy with it. I got an R9 370. I got a bunch of 1070s, 1050s. That's a 300 watt card? Jesus. No wonder it doesn't work in anything I put it in. Oh, I could put two 560s. What kind of motherboard is that? It's a Ryzen. Oh, it's an A320. That's not gonna support Crossfire at all. Oof. Benchmarks. It's dusty. Black cables. Okay. So we need either a 1050 Ti or a 970. Yeah, we'll just get a 970. We'll just get our, what's our 180? That's not gonna happen with a 970, is it? No, it's not. 1050 Ti though will do it, so we could do it. 1050 Ti. What's their part budget? 180. So we got 1468, 1493. We'll go with that. Speaking of building computers, my pieces are delayed because of a recent postal strike we had here. Cowboy, if you didn't have bad luck, you'd have no luck at all, friend. Good God. Did you buy the Ryzen 5? I can't remember. If you actually committed to it. But, to answer your earlier question, Rock, there's lots of options if you don't feel comfortable building a computer, although there is a lot of resources out there to help guide you through the process of building. Tons of YouTube channels out there that show you how to do it properly. And if you happen to have a Micro Center around you, they can actually walk you through the aisles, help you pick your parts, and if you don't feel comfortable building it for a small fee, they'll build it for you. But I'm a learn by doing guy, so I can strongly recommend building your own. Oh, you did go with the 2600X. So remember you were looking at the non-XFR. Okay, 3241. Yeah, this is done. Set it down. Set it down. Okay, so we got that money. Okay, but my rig looks sad with my old cable. Oh, you wanted red cables. God damn it. Some people, man. Okay, we got that. Upgrade my PC. Okay, upgrade CPU. What does he got? Intel G4600. We got an Intel i3-6100, so we can absolutely upgrade him. I worry about used parts, so I gotta buy a brand new. He's not getting a 6600K, I can tell you that. That is not happening, so I can put an i5 in there. He has no. Okay. So I'll just buy I'll buy a brand new i3. And 16 gigs of RAM, so that's the Motivator 2400 megahertz, so Motivator 2400 megahertz, bam. And we need a processor, i3 325. Okay, so go with the 6300. Why not? Why the hell not? Okay, so that's done for the parts. I'll tell you what, the fact that they now let you see the computer that's inbound when you're going through your emails is fantastic. Upgrade graphics card now. An R9 370. Does this dude? It seems to be running a bit warm. Please don't. Come on, let me use my used inventory, please. I got so many CPUs, so many GPUs that I just can't use. My jaw hurts. TMJ is not fun. I got an R9 290. An R9 370 is 110 watts, so the chances of me having a power supply in those machines that'll run a 290 greater is not going to happen. What's R9 370, right? R9 370. 1050 Ti, a 950. Radeon 560. I got 3 of them. I got 3 560s that I could throw at this thing, and I can't use them. Because homeboy, that's brand new parts, and that's another stick of motivator. Damn it. Okay, so GPUs. With another 1050 Ti, okay. Another stick of motivator. Okay, that is done. Make my PC better. 3368. Let's see, like. Yeah, I like that you can see what the computer. Oh, dude, it saves so much time. Like, I don't have to wait for a computer to get in. Like, if I'm out of PCs, like, I don't have to wait for a computer to come into the shop, look at it, order the part, and then come back the next day to finish it. It's so nice. 970. Okay, that's not the problem. No, not hitting 3368 with this? Don't try and pass off any used part. I want all new stuff. I think I clicked something bad. I'll tell you what. I'm going to end up with like 1 billion used parts. Because nobody's letting me use them. I think it might be kind of broken. Already. I think I clicked on something bad. Okay. 970. Oh, God, my jaw. 970. 970 Sean. Sean 970. That's all the way up here. Sean 970 XL, right? It's an XL, I bet. Yep, it is an XL. We gotta go with a 1060 or 470. What is the price of a 1060? And what is the $190? Oh my god. Why? Oh, that's not happening. What is the cost of a 470? Still, way too much. Would you use Windows or Alienware? Well, almost all Alienware computers use Windows. Windows is the operating system that, you know, it's the program that runs everything on your computer. But, Alienwares, in my opinion, are a little overpriced. I mean, you get the added peace of mind of a warranty, and you don't have to build anything, and you can order it configured, but you can save a bit of money building yourself. Yeah, Windows is just the operating system. So most computers out there are Windows-based, unless they're an Apple computer, then they're Mac. Little overpriced, lol, yeah. I mean, what used to be the real, like, mind-blowing thing about Alienware, and I keep hitting my microphone stand. What used to be the most mind-blowing thing about Alienware was their EA or Alienware? EA is a software publisher for video games. They don't build computers. Unless you're meaning somebody else like HP. But The only thing that was cool, that was really interesting about Alienware back in the day was the fact that they had liquid cooling, but now almost every system integrator has all-in-one liquid cooling available as an option. You know, I think I'm gonna have to recheck this email because this budget is just too low. It really is. Oh, we did leave it up. Yeah, HP, sorry. Like I said, going with a system builder, like, number one, Alienware is owned by Dell. And has been for a long time. So you're going to get a lot of Dell third-party software on that, and third-party software is junk. It's useless utility crap that just slows down your computer that you bought. HP, same story, but I think their gaming lineup is called Omen. And like I said, it's the same story as Alienware. It's nice peace of mind to have a warranty, to have customer support for 3 years, and not have to worry about building a computer yourself. But you are going to pay a little bit more. Honestly, as far as like getting like an actual gaming PC, like pre-built, I would more recommend brands like iBuyPower or Origin PC or oh god, the other, there's one more big one and I can't remember the name of it. It's iBuyPower, Origin, and not Ion Storm. No, it's not. That's a software company. Oh god, what is it? The name escapes me, but they actually do full custom builds. These aren't like actual like factory process sort of things. They actually assemble them in a line made to order. I mean, you're still going to pay a slight premium, but it's not as much as like the HP Omen lineup or the Dell XPS or Alienware lineup. Although, to be fair, the XPS lineup is actually not too terrible in terms of its markup. Oh, level 7 gives me Ryzen 6 and 8 core CPUs. Seeing great, spotted a great niche over here. Can't speak about it too much. Let's just say all I need is a little float. Say give you 10%. Let me know. Fuck off, Tim. That's a new one. I don't have 5K. Tim can go fuck himself. And watch that bite me in the ass. Now I got you speechless and you can't remember the name. There's 3 big system integrators and I can't remember their names of them. It's gonna drive me nuts. Let's see. If I type in iBuyPower, will it show up anything other than iBuyPower? Can't remember. CyberPower. That's it. Oh, and Digital Storm. I forgot about them. Yeah, there's CyberPower, iBuyPower, Digital Storm. I mean, they at least used actual OEM like actual parts that you would build a computer with, retail SKUs. But like I said, you're really paying a premium on those. Okay, this is the dude with the dust and stuff. Yeah, it was CyberPower. No, I don't know. I already forgot. Digital Storm was the one I was thinking of. Okay, let's blow out all the dust. And like I said, Rock, if you happen to live in the vicinity of a Micro Center, they are pretty reasonable in their build costs. And they will you will literally pick out each and every part right there in the store, and they'll put it together for you for a fee. Just do remember to, save money for your installation of Windows. Oh, I didn't grab my parts. Jeez. I did. Wasn't up. Wasn't gonna tell me every single memory module. Where's the memory that I ordered? Tell me I didn't order it. I didn't order it. Alright. I'll pay the extra shipping to get it now. Oh, I hate when I fuck that up. Oh boy. Need to upgrade the memory. Need to upgrade the graphics card. That's the R9 370, which is upgraded by a 1050. Yeah. CPU. There's several new 1050 Ti's. Okay. Running quite warm. PC. Running quite warm. Let's see if the thermal paste is there, and it's not. Haha, found out why it's running warm. I fixed that, boy. Hell yeah. Now let's get some let's just jam thermal paste in the USB slots. There we go. Excellent. Did I need to run? No, I didn't need to run. But this dude had 2. Let's just do a virus scan, because I'm not sure if that's justifying a virus scan in the email. Like I said, it's cryptic now, so you gotta dig for it. Whew. I wonder when the hell I'm gonna get build orders in this game, to be honest, now that the reset happened. Although, if I remember right, like, custom PC building in the career mode didn't happen till, like, around level 10. If I remember right. Could be remembering wrong. Got the viruses out of the case. So, gonna put the PCI lock back on. Gonna shut the case up and take it out and ship it back to the dude who's got the monies. Boop. Excuse me. They're on 10 or 12. Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah. I can't wait to get custom water cooling back. I can't wait to get to level 16 and get that back. Because now I think they do have custom water cooling jobs, which is super exciting. Upgrade 2337. 320M. Oh yeah, this is the one I was changing the CPU. No, it wasn't the one I was changing the CPU on. I'm a dumbie. I'm a super dumbie. Oh, dude, like, I've never been, like, so excited to unlock something in this game, because by the time custom water cooling actually became a thing in this game, I was already max level. So I'm curious to see how much the max level changed out. Gotta blow out dust. Whoosh, whoosh. Get it all out of there. Just blow all that dust out there. Now, this slot, you're gonna take your video card, and you're just gonna take your video card, and you're just gonna slide it on in there, and you're gonna screw it in. I like to believe I'm the Bob Ross of PC building. I mean, every card needs a little plug friend here. Look at that. That's just great. It's your PC. You can do whatever you want. Let's see. Did this one have anything special? Plastic black cables. Got it already, boy. I got you. Yeet, fam. Oh. Oh, God. Every time I open my jaw, it hurts like hell. Oof. Get that running. It's just TMJ, man. I had jaw correction done when I was a kid, and like now the joint gets all inflamed and stuff. So it's always the right side of my head, but like right in here hurts like hell every time I open my mouth. Oh, why am I doing that? I don't need to do that. Q called me a genius, and I'm just proving him wrong by doing a dumb. Here we go. Gotta put a brand new... I don't want used parts. Used parts are cheap. I do not like the new used parts. Give me new parts only. That's what this customer sounds like. So more or less an asshole. Bougie asshole. Let me make my money. Not really so much like that. It's just something that flares up because the joint just gets inflamed. It's a pretty common thing, actually. There we go. I blew out dust. Actually, I shouldn't be talking so much. Yeah. It's funny because I woke up this morning and I felt fine. Felt great. Went to breakfast, ate breakfast with my family, had a good time. And by the time I got home and I went to work, it started bothering me more and more and more and more and more. And now I got home, I made myself a chicken sandwich, and that was excruciating to eat. Unless I chew whatever the hell I'm eating on the right side of my mouth, because then it doesn't hurt. But if my right side of my jaw is messed up, like chewing on the left just puts me in agony. It'll clear up in a couple days. It's just obnoxious when it happens. Let's take a look at you. 2193, you did not make it. Oh, shit. Why do I keep taking this off? This is not what I wanted to do. Oof. $23.77. Go to PC. I don't know why I put a 1050 in here. I got the 1050 Ti. Let's Oh, we could finally unload that 2090 if it doesn't overshoot our budget, which I believe it does by quite a lot. Oh, there it is. It says it. 140. God fucking damn it. GPUs. It had a 370 in it, right? 1050 Ti should get us there. I don't understand. $560's way below. I mean, it's close. I don't have any memory that's compatible. This shit's broken. Let's get rid of that. Maybe. No, it said it was running. I think it said it was running slow. Maybe. I wonder if virus scans and virus activity actually now. Looking too much? No, it just happens. Like, if I do a lot of singing or yelling or like a lot of gum chewing, my jaw just fucking gets terrible. It's like it's like I pulled like a whole muscle in the side of my head. Ba-da-doop boo boo. Like yelling really, like the movement of my jaw when I yell is like really excruciating. Ugh. You're done. Sit you down. Let's lay you down. Flex. Okie dokie. Discardo. PC. Well, let's see. Virus scanning. Oh, there's no viruses. Okay. Now, this is an A320 board, so I can't overclock anything anyway. Why? Don't understand why. Might have just rejected it because I don't think it's possible. Oh, damn. Motherboard, H170 MTech Plus. MTech Plusu, replace graphics card. GTX 9, shiny new components, okay. GTX 960. GTX 960 Gaming 4G LE. Bam. Urgent upgrade required. 8 gigs of RAM. He's got 28 megahertz team group. 2800 megahertz. 2800 megahertz team group 4 gig. There we go. And PC stats for 26. Okay, so that's gonna have to go up to like an i5. I think that's all we really need is an i5. I'm a bit upset with performance. Does 2769 sound reasonable for a benchmark score? I'm after 8 gigs of memory. Plastic green cables look spiffy. Plastic, plain green. CPU processors. I have an i5, right? I have an i5 6600K. Okay, yeah, that'll be more than enough. Rig needs an upgrade. 4516. That R9 370 is gonna have to come out of there. It's $625. So a 980 would be doable here. And actually, a 980 Ti is more than doable here. Go with the golden edition. Screw it. Upgrades. Oop, I forgot to accept. 4068. $350 reduce. i7 6700. 1050 Ti. What's this quad core? Yeah, that's fine. The 1050 Ti. 4068, that'd be a 980. Plain 980 maybe? Maybe it'll be a plain 980? Just buy a 980 gamer here. Give that a shot. And I didn't order 2 of them by accident, so a shot. That's all our parts. Okay. Ship them in tomorrow. 2193. What in the hell can I do? And it's what? 4 gigs? Which they can swing side to side, up and left to right. I do not have any fucking RAM. Damn it. I'm at a loss because, like, there's really nothing I can do. Get to 180. I mean, unless I just click on graphics cards and then sort by price ascending. 100, whoop, 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 whoop. Past it. 170, 960. That's not better than a. Is a 960 better than a 1050 Ti? It is. It is. Have any 960s? No, I don't. 960 Gaming 3 GLE. Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll use this. And we'll fix that tomorrow. Go to work. Alright, so let's pop this bad boy out of here. This is no bueno. GPUs. 960. We'll get the benchmark going, and then we'll go work on the other computer. Yeah. 5 stars on Bongo. What the hell's the program called? Bongle. Yeah, shiny new parts. This bitch out with my old cables. Here's for my PC. Okay. What is you? You are the motherboard. Okay, so you're this guy. I like shiny new components. Never been found out. Okay. Oh. Please remove the components that are important to this. I really wish they'd address the fact that you do not have to remove standoffs. Like, ever once you put them in a case. It's something that's super annoying to do and have to deal with every single time. Ooh, boy. Ow. That hurt. Oh, yeah. I gotta do this, which is dumb. I can't wait to get that standoff tool again. Okay, let's blow this son of a gun out. That suddenly all became clean as hell. Okay. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna complain. Perfectly fine. Gonna shove these back on. There we are. And I wish it didn't work so late. I could do tech support Sunday longer. So anyway, how's Q been? How's the railroad? Ooh, boy. Okay, let's boot it up. Except for I have to put this here. I got Snapchat from got a happy birthday from Milky. That's right, it is past midnight. It is technically my birthday today. As of right now. Yay. That's that in a little bit. I don't know why I'm so tired all of a sudden. Thank you, cowboy. Appreciate it. 22:41. Ooh, we were so close. I put into it. I'm just gonna cancel that one because it's just not gonna happen. Whatever, dude. You're the one asking for an impossible benchmark score with the money you're giving me. Selecto. Okay, we got 2 more PCs. That really annoys the shit out of me, though. Oh, they didn't even try to get the high benchmark. I'm like, dude, I spent 3 days on it, and the money that you gave me just didn't fucking work. Because you'd be bitching that I went over budget. So. Why am I... Why is my first... Like, my first itching always to remove this. Green cables. This is the green cable, bro. Like, every time I do something, it's always like, remove the cables. Not that it matters, because it's, like, modular power supply, so we're not going to get the cables we want. I missed the quick cable tool also. I miss all of the quick tools that I had. I really miss them because this is really annoying. There we go. You got green cables now, champion. Throw that memory right in there like pow. Hit the dab like Wiz Khalifa. CPUs. Well, first I gotta take it out, yeah. Watch this not be good enough. I'm gonna be so mad. So mad. Oh, yeah, that'll be fine. I didn't realize its old benchmark was that close. Mark. Gonna restart. Oh boy. So you can't please everybody apparently in this game, and apparently there's still some budgets that are still a little bit over tight for precisely the scores that they want to upgrade to. But other than that, this guy was a 4516. This is the one where I need to throw the 980 in, right? No. A320 motherboard. Yeah, this is the one I bought the 980. Yeah, this is the one I bought the 980 Ti for. That's right. It's funny because this game came out like people were still buying 980 Ti's. That's really funny. Now that I'm thinking of it. It's pretty funny. In the grand scheme of things, it's really not funny at all. Here we go. Let's see here. But yeah. Pretty slow tech support Sunday. Not a lot of people having tech support problems or questions or anything. But these things happen, and that's just alright. It's gotta run benchmarks after benchmarks. I mean, I am glad that the 3D Mark thing isn't like every single request now after they revamp this whole career system. Because it just got unrelenting before the update. Like, I was running, I'd have 3 computers. I'd have a computer on every bench, and all 3 would be running 3D Mark at the same time. Just nonstop. Really? Really? Oh. Why? $147 dues remaining. The funny thing is, my original video card was an R9 380. Rock. This is the only game you play because this game is awesome. I play this game every Sunday, and sometimes I play it during the week if like a big update comes. You'll see me play it. But I play this. I play Rocket League. I play Rainbow Six Siege pretty regularly, which reminds me, I got till tomorrow at like 5 p.m. Western Pacific to get ranked before the operation ends. I got 2 more matches I gotta do. I drag my feet on that so bad. R9 380, which would be like a 970. Shit, that ain't gonna pan out. Okay, so that 380's got to go back in here. Oh man, not the video card. I need to order. I need to order a new processor because I skimped out really bad. I rarely ever play Counter-Strike anymore. I can't stand the game anymore. But once in a while, Dr. Draking, who you'll see on the stream now and then, is suckers me into it. Yeah. 6100. Wonder if a 6320 would actually cut the mustard here. i3 6300. $6320. Yeah, that should do it. Bring it in tomorrow. Okay. Why did I do that when I have more parts to order? Oh, that's right. That I gotta get that part. And that's overshot by quite a bit, actually. I'm pretty surprised by that. Parts. I'm trying to get to the point where I could stream X4 Foundations, however, for whatever reason, Capture Software and Vulkan act weird all the time. So, I haven't been able to actually get a video capture going for X4 yet. But I'm hoping to do that sometime during the week. I'm planning to stream tomorrow. Well, I'm planning to stream during the day, Monday, which is now, today, because it is my birthday. So I'm trying to think of something to do, but I don't know. I'll probably just stream me failing at Siege and like getting silver for the 2nd season in a row, because I drag my feet, and the squad I usually play with, like I get 5 games, like I'll win 5 games with them in a row, and then I'll either solo queue it or play with other people, and then I'll just lose 5 straight games and get silver. Except for Chimera, where I got gold 3. Solo queue in ranked is just very difficult. People are super sweaty. Okay, this one is... Ooh, man, my jaw hurts. Okay, this needed the regular 980. The regular. 980 de regular. I also gotta check the email on this. Where are you, 980? There it is. Yeet. Yeah, that's waiting on that. Discard. So dusty, can you blow it out? I'm a total MSI fanboy. Son of a bitch! $10 remaining. Can I get a 980? An MSI 980? Can I? I don't know if I can. For the 350, I can actually, because I'm dumb. Okay. Oh, that'll come in tomorrow. Dang it. That's 2 benchmark scores I gotta run. Ugh. I also gotta get the parts for these a while. Discard. Okay, upgrade. 16 gigs of RAM and 3139. That give me $400, so we can upgrade to a Ryzen 5. And we still gotta upgrade to 16. It's T4. That's okay. That's the T-Force 3000 megahertz. T-Force 3000 megahertz. I don't remember. You had the 8 gig, right? Yeah. Gig. Okay, there it is. 100 books. There. CPU. Ryzen 5. Quad core is $170. 400, 280. What is the 960? 960 is pretty far down there, right? Yeah, it is. Power supply in this, 450 watt. I don't think that's going to work for the R9 290 that I have. There's an MSI and PC. Okay, so this dude wants MSI. If I do get a new video card for him. Be either a 1050 Ti, or we can go with a R9 280. Or we can go with a 960, to be honest. I think a 960 would work. So, does that set me over in price? 370. Okay, that's just with... No. Oh, shit. So that ain't gonna happen. 71, 71, 70. You have a 960 in stock. Wait, the dude has a 960, right? Yeah. I can't put a 960 in. No. We'll just go with that. We'll just try the CPU upgrade. Puts us at what? 280? I'm gonna go with the... Let's go with the faster Ryzen Quad. Let's also go with that. That way we have leeway. Got the money. Happy birthday, by the way. Thank you very much. Oh, man, I didn't even see that. Can you use a part and change the color whenever you want? It depends on the part. Some parts have RGB, some parts don't. If they got RGB lighting, you can technically use software and change that color whenever you want. Appreciate the birthday wishes. Other card, I mean, then again, you can also take parts apart and actually just paint them, as long as they're not like important thermal conductive parts, or as long as they're not actual PCBs and stuff like that, like aluminum shrouds and like fan brackets and even fans you could technically paint. Not in this game though, but in real life you could. Play CPU. RGB, red, green, blue. The 3 colors that make up every color you see. See, a lot of stuff, especially in newer computers, have an LED on them, and on those LEDs, they have 3 different colors, red, green, and blue. And basically, in order to get different colors out of that, it just takes a different saturation of each one, and which combines into the given color that you're looking at. Like, all three colors would show up as white light. Most of the time. It kind of has a blue hue to it, but that's... Replace CPU, okay. 6700. 6700. But yeah, that's what that means. Then, as far as like a PC case, you can paint that up whatever you want. As long as you got the time and the patience and the talent to paint it. You can even get it airbrushed if you want. 4516. There's a 5 quad core. 1060, that's going to be a 980 Ti. 625, yeah, that's going to be a 1080 Ti. 1080, 980. But... Bloop. Hell yeah, let's go with the golden edition. It's so cool because it's golden. Any this stuff? No, never be sorry, dude. The only way you learn is by asking questions. If you're not asking questions, then you're just not learning. Right? Right. It's all good. And that's why I do Tech Support Sundays, is to answer those questions, whether you're new or you've been building for... Oh, man. It's been 16 years now that I've been building computers. Dealing with the existential dread that is getting older. Also memory modules that you can add non-heatsink memory, RGB RAM. There's RGB RAM, there's RGB adapters for RAM, there's all sorts of really weird, goofy things now that put multicolored lights on stuff. 350 buckaroos. Oh yeah, this guy wanted the 980, the MSI 980. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yep. Replace the GPU with a 980, and we're gonna run our benchmarks again. Who damn? Why is my benchmarks not in here? Why are you being that way? Oh, because I didn't run the benchmark on this. Herp. Herp derp. Derp derp. Man. So dumb. Are you thinking about getting into computer gaming or something, Rock? Spitball with me, friend. Tell me what you're looking at a computer to do. That's what decides what kind of computer you get. Oh man, yawning hurts. Kind of. That's cool, friend. It's always exciting. Like I said, I built my first computer when I was 15 years old. A whopping 16 years ago now. Actually, 16 years ago this month, actually, was my birthday, and it also happened to be my first computer build. Shit. And I built that computer to run Half-Life 2 on high. Ain't that something? Half-Life 2. Remember when Valve made games? I do. They were pretty good. You give me a quick lesson on all of it? Like, explain quick lesson. Like, what exactly do you want me to tell you? Like, how to build it, or do you want me to Jesus. I keep hitting that microphone stand. Or do you want me to send you in the way PC building? This game is a pretty good method to show you, but there's also tons of resources on YouTube. Tons of tech tubers show you how to build. I think Bitwit, Paul's Hardware, they do monthly builds still to this day. There's build guides by Linus Tech Tips. Jay's 2 Cents, although he does mostly custom water cooling with PCs. There's a lot of resources to give you a more accurate depiction than what's here. I mean, this will give you like a roundabout means of what you're looking at. But there is a lot of build guides and resources out there that may be a little bit accurate than me showing you how to do it in this game in particular. But basically, I can run down the parts with you. Your power supply is back here, and that's still dirty. Ooh, we gotta blow that out. There we go. Okie dokie, that passed. We can close this up. Actually, after I put the PCI lock back on. But basically, this thing back here, this is what's called a motherboard. Rock, this is where all of your components hook together, and it's kind of the mother to the whole thing. You plug all of your parts into the motherboard, and the motherboard runs all the data across all the channels, PCIe lanes. Underneath this big honking block of metal and fan is your CPU and the CPU socket. Every motherboard has a particular socket that is designed to take a certain style of processor. AMD has their own sockets. Intel has several sockets now. But certain sockets can only take certain CPUs, like AM4 or socket AM4 can only take Ryzen 3, 5, and 7 CPUs. It can't take AMD's Threadrippers. What's the difference between water cooling and regular fan cooling? That's a very straightforward question. This build right here, this is air cooling. Water cooling is, and I don't have it unlocked in career mode yet, but water cooling would, instead of just a fan and a heat sink with heat piping, with no real liquid, well, there's technically liquid, but that's it's more of a gas, really. But basically, a water-cooled system would use a actual physical pump to pump water through a hose into the CPU block, which is on top of the CPU, with a little bit of thermal interface material, or TIM, in between the two to properly make the contact happen. And then the water's pumped through that block, and that water gets warm, carries that heat away from that block, takes it into a radiator, and basically cools down in the radiator, comes back to the pump, and comes back into the CPU block, and it makes that loop. Water cooling in a computer is pretty almost identical to how a modern car is cooled, with a radiator and coolant and water and stuff like that. Like your modern car engines are water cooled. It's the same basic principle. You're using water to carry heat. You're taking water, you're putting it over the surface area of the hottest part, and that water's carrying that heat away to somewhere that has either fans blowing air across it, or like a radiator, and that surface area makes contact with that air, and that just diffuses heat more efficiently than just solely using air. I'm making it more complicated than it sounds. I really, really am now that I'm thinking about it. But in a water-cooled system, there is literally water moving through a enclosed, like, circuit of hosing and piping and pumps into radiators to diffuse heat. Are you done, you son of a bitch? Fudge. I'm not going to be able to do $75 remaining. Can I get a knife? Do I have an i5? Like this right here. This is a classic example. This is actually a good way to show you rock. This is an Intel motherboard, and this is the old Intel processors here. So basically, this little, because Intel and AMD have very, very different interfaces with their sockets, but basically, Intel has the pins on the motherboard, AMD has the pins on the back of the actual processor. So basically, we're going to pull the processor out of there, and you see all these little tiny pins. I don't know if I can actually get an angle on that. But every single one of the, and I do believe there's 2011 of these little pins in this socket. And the processor has gold contact pads on the back of it, and that's what actually interfaces with the processor. And each one of those little golden pads connect to those pins, and those pins connect to something else. At 6700. Can I use the 6600K? Wow. Yep, exactly. Because you'll see all these little lines on the circuit board. These are actually, each and every one of these lines are printed circuits. These connect to one of these pins. And then they go somewhere else. Either they'll use it to crosstalk to the memory, or they'll crosstalk to the individual cores on the different sides of the die, depending on how the processor is actually designed to work. Ryzen doesn't need... AMD's Ryzen setup doesn't actually need anything to circumvent. And I don't even think modern Intel chips even do that anymore. But yeah, power delivery, all that stuff comes from somewhere to the processor, and then these little lines lead to something else. So, we're going to take a 6600K, which is an old Intel SKU now, and it just kind of lays in there. It only goes in, it only can go in there one way. There's a little dot in the one corner, and the socket itself actually has a little dot there too. On an Intel board, you lay it flat in that very particular orientation. You do not force it. You do not touch the pins that are on the motherboard itself, because you will bend them. They are very, very, very fragile. It's a golden triangle. There you go. Where did I learn all this? By doing, actually. I learned by doing. I had friends that were into it. They got me into it. And eventually, you just kind of get the hang of it by doing it over and over and over again. I've built like 16, 17 computers now. Of those 16, 17 computers over the past like 15 years, only 4 have been my computers. But I've built a lot of computers for friends and family and stuff. And, yep. So, the retainer for an Intel socket, which is the modern retainer, is this little metal bracket. You bring it down, and then once you bring that down, you take this little lever, pop it down underneath there, and then that's locked into place. Now that I think about it, I was 15 years old. And computers were a lot different back then. Boy. Were computers a lot different back there. $10 redos remaining. And that's an H130 board, so I can't overclock this anyway. And actually, only about like 2.5 years ago, I had like a 5-year gap in PC building and PC gaming and stuff. And Chad5933, thank you for the follow, friend. Welcome to Tech Support Sunday. If you do have any PC related questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I'll get to you as soon as I could. But how do you start building? Well, to be honest, you buy your parts and you put them together. It's almost overly simplifying it by saying it's kind of like Legos. They only go in a certain way. Where do you begin? Well, you begin by deciding what parts you want. That is probably the hardest part, really, of doing this whole thing. Deciding what parts you want or need. Deciding what exactly you want to do with your computer. Where do you want to go with those things you want to do? And then from there, you got to decide what is your budget for those for the parts in particular. And then you got to kind of just browse reviews, ask friends, ask people who know. And then you just kind of compile your parts together. PCPartPicker.com is a great place to like arrange a parts list together, because when you pick parts, it'll actually only give you parts that are compatible with those things. So you won't accidentally end up with the wrong kind of RAM that won't go into the motherboard you bought. Or you won't buy an Intel, like PC Part Picker won't let you pick an Intel processor and a AMD motherboard. It just, PC Part Picker just won't let you do that. So it really, really, really helps like simplify how to build a computer. Like compared to where I was 15 years ago, and it was just like, okay, I picked my processor. Okay, now we got to go for that socket. Then I have to go through a list of motherboards, pick that motherboard, and then make sure that that processor was compatible with that motherboard, and then go to, you know, all the stuff. Yeah. Oh, come on, Cowboy. You don't know if he's Canadian. Come on. It all depends. What define good? Define a good budget. If you want a game, are you looking to get into streaming? Because that's going to make it a little bit more expensive. Are you just looking to play games? And what kind of games are you looking to play there, Rock? Like, do you have a specific resolution in mind? Do you have a specific, like, resolution in mind? Do you want to play at 1080p? Do you want to play at 1440? Do you want to play at, like, massive 4K, which is kind of, like, which is kind of overkill, really, for the size of the monitors. Unless you get a really big one. There we go. Now this is finally done. Whew. Sit it down. Okay, bring it up here. I mean, there's a lot of things to look into there. No, not really. Because, I mean, if you just want basic 1080p, 60 frame per second gaming, like, a good budget might be $500-600. If you want 144 hertz, you can add another $150-200 to that. If you want super high tier gaming, like $1,100. But I mean, like, your lower chill, like sort of like chilled gaming PC, I would say you could probably get for about $400 or $500. Good mid gaming rate is i5 8600K with a 1070. Fucking Kyle. Yeah, that's a little bit on the expensive side. It's a great, it is a good performance, but a little much. But your budget itself, actually, let me tab out here. Let me bring up the editor and let me go into window capture here. Go into PC Part Picker. Yeah, 1070s are less than $400. I'm talking about whole system price. And we actually don't know if the 1070s are going to be around by the end of the month, which is the sad thing. Let me see. Here, that's editor. Okay, here we go. Window capture. Properties. PC part picker. There we go. There we go. As far as we go, this is PC part picker. It's a great site to actually like plan your builds. Like there's already builds here that are like arranged. Like this guy right here for 529, it has an i3 8100 and a 570. Actually, I wouldn't recommend that at all. 329 and like Pipe Dream sort of like one like what? Okay. Honestly, 150 frames per second on Battlefield 5 isn't Battlefield 5, like I'm not trying to shit on you, Kyle. It's just Battlefield 5 is a very, very well optimized game. Just in general. Like like for as good as it looks, like it is very well optimized. So like I'd actually be really weird. I'd be really weirded out if you weren't getting 150 FPS. But to answer your earlier questions, Rock, actually this is an old thing I was planning to do here. And yeah, we'll just ignore that. How the hell do I do a new build again? There we go. Or a new price list. There we go. So, let's say conservatively, like, yeah, it is capped at 200, but that's because of Frostbite. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that, actually. Rock, let's say you got $600 dues, right? 600 American dollars, not Canadian rupees, because I don't know, like, if you are Canadian or not. But let's take a look. For instance, Ryzen 5, and we'll go with the Intel Core i5. Let's go with M4. Well, we can only go with the i4. An LGA 2011-3, maybe? That still doesn't give us anything. Nice. Love that. Coffee Lake S? What the hell's Coffee Lake S? Go with Coffee Lake, because Whiskey Lake is just too much. Too much. Oh yeah, we gotta go with Summit Ridge and... The hell... I don't know what the architecture family of Ryzen is anymore. Oh my god, I forgot. Pinnacle Ridge. That's right. And I'm still only getting Ryzen 5s. Awesome. Let's just hit all there. And let's just close out Coffee Lake. Nonsense. Why is it not giving me any i5s? I don't understand. Alright, let's just refresh this. Let's get out of here. Our system build. There we go. American. Okay. So let's say you got 600 American, big, strong American dollars. Show me Ryzen 5. Show me Intel Core i5. Alright. So you have a whole bunch of different parts. The i5 series is a very, very good series to have for gaming. You don't necessarily need a K SKU, because the K SKUs for Intel signify that that is an overclockable SKU. K means unlocked, which means you can manually turbo up. What's an i5? Oh man. Okay, this is something that's gotten much more complicated than it needs to be. So the Intel Core lineup is broken up now into 4 different main tiers. i3, i5, i7, and i9. i9 now, that was a recent thing. The i3, oh man, I don't even know what the 9000 series anymore, man. Okay, the i9 9900K is an 8. Yeah, an 8 core. It's an 8 core 16 thread. All right. So going from the top down, because that's the easiest way to keep track of it. The i9s are basically processors that consist of 8 whole cores and then 16 threads coming off of those cores. No, not a problem. It's Intel's fault, not yours. So those have a lot of multitasking, multi-threading capability at a more expensive cost. Honestly, the performance of an i9, I would recommend you go with a Ryzen 7 because you get the same core, same threads, and the price difference for the very, very menial performance gain is not something I can openly recommend unless you just flat out want the latest and greatest. But other than that, that's it. The i7s, and now the tier below that is the i7. The i7 lineup is just plain old 8 cores. There is no multi-threading to it anymore. It is just outright, that's it. It's just 8 cores. The i5, now the i5, the one below that, I do believe is now a 6-core 12-thread processor, which is, like I said, just more threads coming off of those cores, but more cores means better cores put more performance than having threads. But having more cores and threads is also a very good thing. It's Intel really made this a lot more complicated than it needed to be. And I do believe the i3s are now 4-core, 8-thread processors like the old i7s used to be. Man, it's really complicated going into this. Yeah, okay, yeah, it is a 6-core, 12-thread processor. Okay. Got it. We are on it now. So basically, the i5 is kind of the mid-range for Intel now. I mean, the modern I don't even think they put out i3s for the 9000 series. So I might have just been speculating that whole thing. Okay, now this is where it gets... You have an i7 core Windows 10 laptop. Is that good? Depends on the suffix of the processor. Because if you have a U, that means that's a full wattage part, and the i7 is actually either a 4-core or an 8-core. Now, if you have an HQ... Yeah, if you have an H... No, am I mixing this up now? Oh, man. Intel Mobile SKU suffixes, because not... It's starting to... The K means unlock. HQ. Q means quad. Okay. But that's not used anymore because they don't offer quads anymore. And this is 3 years old, so it's not even relevant anymore. Okay, well, actually, this is kind of relevant. This I don't think matters anymore because this doesn't exist. The quad core doesn't exist anymore. The ultra low power, okay. If you have a U SKU, yeah, it's an Intel i7, and then it has the actual product number, and then it has like U or H or something else, or Q. U would mean that it's a dual core, dual thread processor. The mobile SKUs are really weird. I don't even think... Wait, is this the modern one? Okay, yeah. HQ, product line suffix, letter suffix. Yeah. It all depends, because, like, just because you have an i7 doesn't necessarily mean you have a quad-core processor. And just because you have, like, a Coffee Lake i7 or a new i7 doesn't necessarily mean that you have the 8-core i7. It's really, really complicated. The mobile processors are complicated. The i7 basically means you have better multi-threading performance, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have the highest core or the... If it a dual core, then is that good? I mean, for mobile reasons, yes. For workflow, dual cores are typically going to be fine. For gaming, they can be a little weak. But because the main issue with laptops and gaming, especially gaming on a dual core processor on a laptop, is it's dual core because it's a lower wattage part. The lower the wattage, the lower the power draw, the more battery life they can get out of it. So they kind of bring the actual speed of the processor down in order to conserve battery life. Or they'll automatically do that. But anyway, let's just move on with this. Don't need a cooler because Ryzen has a cooler inside. AM4 boards. Let's go with a B350 by price. ASRock B350M. Let's go with something with the actual full DIMMs. $65 reduce there. Memory. We'll go cheapy and get 8 gigs. Let's get just your basic hard drive. I would recommend an SSD. I'd recommend an SSD instead. And the real gimping factor of on a laptop for gaming is actually the GPU, not necessarily the CPU. Because graphics processing is not really as robust as it is on a desktop. Because GPUs produce a lot of heat and they use a lot of power. Let's see. And typically when you plan out a build, usually your graphics card is going to be around half of your budget. Just for an instance, like 1060 Ti is pretty good. Actually, that 580 is actually very well priced. We'll go with that. Choose a case. Now, you can spend a little on a case or as much on a case as you like. Right, I do recommend something that actually has decent airflow in the front, because a lot of these cases don't. 44 Deep Cool Tesseract. Let's sort. Roseville makes decent cheap cases. These are all micro ATX. Get ourselves a mid case. Somewhere here. Oh, the Nautilus. There we go. What does that even look like? Hey, that's not a bad looking case. Roseville changed their logo again. Neat. So, power supply. Power supply, 275 watts. We could technically get away with a 350 watt power supply. So let's go 400. Now we don't want to necessarily get the cheapest one we can find. Seasonic, that's no, that's platinum rated. That's why. 400 watt. Let's bump this up to 400. Let's bump this up to 500 just so we can get... There we go. More. Hey, Glacier, that's pretty good. Roseville makes decent power supplies. I can attest to that. $25. And just buy the operating system, or if you have an enterprising friend who can hook you up with a copy of Windows... I'm not telling you to go do that, but there's people out there, and if you have friends at PC Game, they may just have that. They could probably set you up with it, but right here, before we bought Windows, we had $640 some dollars as it stands right now. This build right here, pretty good. Pretty good. We can save money by going with like a Ryzen 3. We could also save money on we could get a 1050 Ti instead of a RX 580, or we can get a 570 for like another $30, although I wouldn't really recommend cheaping out there. Yeah. So like 600, 700. It's a pretty decent build right there. So let's just take that out. Let's just say we want to get into the $600 range. Instead of the Ryzen 5 2600X, we can go with the 2600. Oh wait, that's what we had there. I'm dumb. Instead of the Ryzen 2600, we can jump down to not the 2200G, but 1300X is still that much, really? Ooh. Let's say you wanted to go with a Ryzen 3 1300X 128. That would get us to $677 after your mail-in rebates. That's another really cool thing about PC Part Picker. It actually shows you your rebates in real time. But right there, that's something you could buy each part from each retailer, and that would be the total cost at in the beginning, and then that's how much you'd get back in mail-in rebates, and you'd get $677.49. Now, one thing I can really recommend to you, Rock, if you do go about building a computer and you do happen to have a Micro Center near you, buy your processor at Micro Center. It's going to be cheaper than this. Like, this will probably be about $110, $100 even for a 1300X in a Micro Center. They sell their processors way, way under cost. And that is the best place for you to buy a CPU. So before I got on this rant, what the hell was I doing? What the hell was I doing? Are you getting the 1500X? Can't remember anymore. What's the budget on this? $435. I'm so I'm so confused and lost now. But whether or not a dual core is good, a desktop grade dual core could get you into gaming. It's kind of past its time in terms of laptops go. Not really. The bottleneck is going to be really bad because of the lower clock speeds on a mobile processor. That's just the nature of the beast there, unfortunately. And that's not even what's holding you back in a laptop. What's really holding you back is, like I said, the GPU. Because there's a good chance that your laptop, your dual-core laptop, is using the graphics that is built onto the Intel processor that's in your i7. And the Intel HD graphics is not good at all, unfortunately. They're not great. No. Yeah, I am going to have to upgrade that 1060 out of here. What the hell was I going to replace the 1060 with? A 980? Yeah, I do guess a 980. A plain 980. That's right. I'm starting to remember now. Plain Jane 980. I don't know if that's even going to work, but we'll give it a go. Let's add 3D Mark. Oh boy. But overall, it's a pretty good time to build a computer. It's not a pretty good time to go shopping for video cards because Nvidia's killing off Pascal, and their new lineup makes really no goddamn sense to buy, and AMD hasn't come out with anything relevant in the graphics department in, I hate to say it, but like 3 years at this point. Like the RX 4 series and Polaris happened to seize a bit of the mid-range, but it's not there anymore. What was I gonna put in this? I don't even remember. Oh my gosh. I don't remember. A320M. What was the budget? $400 reduce. 9208. What's in here? 1300X. Is this the one where I was just gonna change the processor out on? I can't even remember. Oh my god. Why? Oh no. I have all these parts and I don't remember what each one goes into. Oh no. $95 remaining. That has to be right. Okay, so let's see. Collect. Okay. Discard. Collect. Okay. Discard. Go to PC. Okay. Brother has MSI. He says they are the best. I was going to put an MSI card in here if I remember right. 960. I don't think I was going to change the processor out. I think I was just going to change the MSI. I was going to put the 1060 in here. See if that works. CAD 593. My PS4 is making a racket. I think it's the fan. I took off the casing, blew out the dust, but it still makes the sound. Do you think I should try disassembling the fan unit? I don't know what kind of fans are necessarily in a PS4, but if it's a bushing, there's a strong chance you might not be able to get it back together. And if it's a bearing, as long as it's sealed bearing, it should snap back together. The noise in your PS4 might actually be the Blu-ray drive itself, if it somehow got uncalibrated and off balance, which does happen now and then. Like I said, like, define the racket. Is it like a grinding noise? Is it a high-pitched whining? Is it like, what kind of noise are you hearing, man? Could also be the hard drive. Now that I think about it. I'm not super familiar with the inside of a console, but I'm familiar enough with it. Yeah, it's a grinding. If it's a metallic sort of grinding, or if it's a sort of hollow, sort of dull, plasticky sort of grinding, the plastic would signify that it's more of a fan issue, or there's something in that. It's something that the no disk it isn't, and it isn't coming from the hard drive. Okay, so it's probably a fan unit then. I don't necessarily know if that means that the bearings or the bushings are going bad, but and I don't, for the life of me, I don't know exactly what sort of fan what size fan is in the PS4 units. If they use a standard like 90mm fan or something like that. You can try seeing if you can replace it, but taking a fan unit apart typically isn't really worth it. Just check the center hub, make sure there's no hair wrapped around the inside of it or something like that. Yeah, or dust causing the bearing or the bushing to start to fail. But usually a grinding noise like that means something rattled loose into the pathway of the fan blades. Usually. And if I could access any of my fans, I'd actually just shove my finger into one of mine in my computer, but I'd have to actually open it up, take it apart now. But my old case, I didn't have to do that. I could just click it and then just zzz, fucking right into right into the fan I would go. Which reminds me, you gotta start the benchmarks. I would recommend you send it back for just warranty, or if your warranty's still in effect, because, God. Yeah, they've been around long enough that they may not have warranty anymore. But I'll see what I can do. Yeah, make sure that there's nothing that's like a tag, like a wire tag or something like that, or a wire that's like hanging off loose. Yeah, you did void that thing when you open it up. That's hanging loose and maybe getting into the path of the blade. Or also another thing to check: make sure that the fan is actually properly secured, nothing rattled loose like in its mount. Because if it's not properly secured, it will vibrate inside of your case, and that might have sort of a simulated grinding sort of noise to it. But overall, taking apart a fan like that, I mean, chances are you're not going to get it back together. You might as well just replace it, because if you can find out what size fan they are, and if you can actually get a replacement for it, it's going to be pretty cheap. Hell of a lot cheaper than a new PS4, I'll tell you that fucking much right now. 4516. What? 863? What? I don't... This was gonna get the 1080 Ti. This was gonna get the 980 Ti. I'm fucking dumb boy. I'm a dumb boy. Oh, I noticed that I can pull the fan blade up and down, but I figured that is normal. That is sort of normal. Like the actual like blade assembly will actually like kind of move a little bit up and down in the position. Another thing you can do is actually push down on it to make sure it just didn't come kind of loose off of it. Or actually pull on it a little bit, because if it got smushed in there. That happens sometimes with PC case fans, and you gotta just like finagle them a little bit here and there. Don't get too, you know, don't get too Hulk smash with it. But you know, firm force. See if that helps you any. Like I said, it like wasting your time trying to actually like mechanically fix the inside of a fan. You might as well just get a new one. Okay, this guy is Dunzo. Dunzerino. Gotta put the PCI lock back on it. But either way, thanks for coming by, Chad. Appreciate it. And Rock, I hope I didn't bombard you with a whole hell of a lot of information there. I kind of tend to ramble, and I apologize if I lost you. Sometimes I just get excited. My brain just outpaces my mouth in terms of communicating. Boop, 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 boop. But yeah, I wish I could help you out a bit more, Chad, but I haven't really taken apart a console of this generation really at all. Taken apart many 360s and PS3s, and I just shut that off. I don't know why. So mad at myself. Okay, you needed a CPU replacement. And I don't remember what CPU was in you. Well, H1's, you're the 6700, right? Yeah. CPU 700, there we go. Slap. Smash. Thermal. Schmutz. CPU cooler. Attached. Shabam. Plug in. Yeah, I told a streamer I'm on for about your channel because he does a lot of helping with the software side of Twitch streaming. That is a really complicated part of it. I thought he would be interested in your stream. Maybe he'll only see if you stream often. I make a point to stream every Sunday. During the week, it all depends on my work schedule. The Matrix Gamer, I'll have to check him out then. I will absolutely have to check him out. Because Streamlabs OBS has been giving me a little bit of grief when trying to stream Siege. Just lately, I don't know why. Then again, there was a new update, and I haven't streamed Siege in a while, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll definitely have to check out your boy's channel. I'll have to make a reminder to check chat for that. Actually, I'll just copy it right now. That way it's on the clipboard. There we go. PC can boot. Yeah, it absolutely can boot. Yeah, if your boy has any idea why Streamlabs OBS has such a hard time capturing Vulkan API games, love to hear about that. Because that's been aggravating the shit out of me and I can't figure it out. I know Shadowplay captures it, but I don't know why Streamlabs won't. Okay. So all of our PCs are done. Do that stuff. That's awesome. Like I said, I'll have to check out his channel. And I think I'm going to call it a night because I'm getting pretty sleepy. Normally I try to stream earlier on a Sunday. Like I start at like 9 and then go to like 1 a.m. or something like that. But I work today and I only get done at like 11 a.m. I mean 11 p.m. when I do work Sundays. But I should be streaming tomorrow. I might be trying to stream my terrible attempt at getting ranked in Siege because of the new operation coming up. Actually, tomorrow. Because it's also my tomorrow. I keep saying tomorrow. Today, the 3rd, my birthday. I'm an ancient old fuck. Oof. I fucked that one up badly. Unlock CPUs and motherboards with overclocking. Hey! Now I gotta check this out because... Oh... I gotta check it out because I don't know if they actually fixed overclocking to not, suck. That's actually something I could do in... Good lord. Okay, we're level 7. I'm actually gonna save the game here, and I'm gonna go back to the menu. I'm gonna go into free build and actually see if they changed the functionality. No, I didn't want to... Damn it. I didn't want to exit the game. I wanted to... I just wanted to go back to the main menu. But these hands, these dumb hands, just don't do what I want. Okay. Free build. There we go. And all of my old PCs are gone. What are these plebeian cases here? Gotta get... this is free build. Where's all the cases? Oh, they're here. So I don't have to go digging. That's actually a nice change. Ooh, they added the new carbides. And the DG77s. Ooh, boy. But there's only one Meshify C. My favorite case. So let's... Actually, I think we're going to plop in an Intel chip. We're not going to go with X299. Z370. There we go. There we go. We're gonna go with this. I love your excitement flag. Thanks. And actually, before I do that, oh, it won't rebuild options. There we go. Oh hell yeah! Getting all my tools back. Yeah, boy. Getting all my tools back from my max level days. Hell yeah. Now we'll go with the Z370 board. This hideous yellow. Yeah. Tough Gaming by Asus. It's really sad that I know every manufacturer's like gaming brand. We're going to remove that. We're going to take this back cover off. We are going to remove this drive cage completely out of here in order to get a 360 rad in the front. Let's see if they fix the placement for the, I don't know if I'll be able to do this, but I'm going to give it a go. All right. So let's get a K-SKU. Let's get an 8700K in here. The 9000 series isn't in this game yet. For better or worse. Not that it really matters. Memory. 4600 megahertz. Jesus Christ. How much? I can't even imagine how much that RAM costs in real life. Gotta be a boatload. 4600 megahertz is nutty. And we are going to make a custom loop because we need the absolute best in air cooling. Make that RGB because why not be obnoxious with it? Right, right. Okay, let's see. Where does the reservoir go? That's a new one. That's a cool pump, actually. I like that pump. They changed that. Yeah, so I can't put anything in the front other than a 180. Nice. Nice. Okay, I could put a 180 here. 120, sorry. Scusi. Can't fit. Okay, so now it tells you it won't fit, other than you trying to do it over and over and over again. Alright, so let's remove this, because this is not going to work there, apparently. Well, now it seems like it would. It won't let me put it there at all. I know that back slot will take a 240 watt rad. No, it will. Are they making this way more difficult than it needs to be? Alright. I guess we'll just put regular fans in. Now that I'm getting really... Ooh, they got the LL series. That's awesome. Love those fans. Those are good looking fans. L1. That is a 140 fan spot. I have this goddamn case. You can't tell me that that's not 120. So mad. All right. Digressing aside, let's get this out. Let's get our storage. Let's get an M.2 in here. Fastest M.2 is the Corsair one, unfortunately. Where the hell does it plug into? Right there. I'm just being blind. There we go. Let's pop in a... You know what? We're not going to pop in a water cooled because I just want the cooling to be... Get a 1080 Ti. That won't fit. 1080, that won't fit either. What the hell happened? All this stuff used to fit in here. We'll get just, I guess, blowers won't fit. Get a Zotac, I suppose, because they make the shortest stuff. There we go. That fits. I'm just looking at my I'm just flabbergasted. How did I fit any of this shit in here? Okay, let's get to the custom water cooling real quick. Dooba-dooba-doo. Let's pick our connectors. We're gonna go with black. Okay, now I'm gonna go with rigid tubing. Gotta pick my pipes. Because rigid's where it's at. Rigid's where the fun is. Before I start that up, let's get the biggest power supply I can muster in here. 750 watts, 850 watts. Just to make sure. Oh, here's a 1050 watt modular Jones. I think 1050s are best bet. Not that I really need a 1050 to go in here, just want to make sure I'm not running into a power issue with overclocking. Okay, so let's get back to the piping. Okay, so we're going to take our loop, and that's going to go right into... Yeah. I am super weird about things like this. There we go. And let me look at it from the top. I want to bring this out here. This bend in line. I love right angles. I don't know why. I just can't stop making right angles. There we go. That's pretty snazzy. Except, okay, let's bring it up into this guy right there. Okay. Now that's off by whatever, for whatever reason. Okay, let's accept that and let's finish up the loop. By not just running the case in the middle of everything. I don't understand how that's clearing the fans, but I'll take it. Hey, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's accept that. Now let's choose our coolant. I'm feeling yellow because of the board. Opaque UV. Okay, let's go with that. Now, before I do any of this, let's get... I'm getting too boutique. I just wanted to check freaking... All I wanted to check was if overclocking changed. If they fixed overclocking, that's all I really wanted to see. But now I'm getting all boutique with this build here. Okay, so... Now that's done, let's go back into custom water cooling, get our coolant. There's the opaque yellow, let's fill it up. Now we can throw our USB into there. Okay, let's start it up. Enter the BIOS and see how this goes. 4700 megahertz to RAM 1. Okay. CPU speed is 4700 megahertz. We don't really want to change the boost clock. 42 degrees C. Let's just move that up. Let's see if we can, because normally... Oh, wow. Lets you select boot device? That's new. That's awesome. Apply changes and restart. Okay, I don't know. It seems like it's going to work because I could never actually get an Intel processor to overclock to 5 gigahertz. really ever in this game before. And if they really did fix processor overclocking, because you could never go more than like 100 megahertz before it got critically hot for whatever reason. But I didn't even have to change the voltage to get 5 gigahertz stable. Clock interval. Okay, now I do. It boots, but it's not stable. Now we need to dial up the voltage a little bit, Let's go to 1.4. Light changes restart. It's really tripping me up seeing that boot, like that boot selection in the BIOS now. Let's see, is it too hot? Clock interval. Okay, we need more voltage to stable out these cores. So 1.45. See, this is a really sad part about overclocking, because this is how it goes in real life. It's like, okay, make a small adjustment, restart, stress test. Is it stable? No. Do it all over again and again and again and again and again until it's stable. And then adjust it more, because you want to push the envelope even further. Like a Yutz. Ooh, we're stable. Holy hell. These are actually accurate thermals right here. For an 8700K. This is actually pretty... This is pretty actually correct. Holy shit. That's awesome. We can actually overclock an Intel Core i7 to 5 gigahertz. That is actually rad as hell. Is there a voltage guide per hertz? Not really. The actual amount of voltage you're going to actually use literally varies from processor to processor, and not even like the type of processor or the SKU of processor. The individual processor will greatly vary. You can have 10 8700Ks. 10 different individual 8700Ks, and every single one will have a different sweet spot for voltage and clock speed and where it's stable at, due to just the nature of how these things get printed out. Okay, so let's go with a Ryzen board. Let's go with this X470 here. And I'm not going to do a custom loop. I'm just going to outright graphics cards. Let's go with the same stupid little Zotac 1080 Ti Mini. Just for the sake of argument. Okay, let's go with something familiar to me. CPUs. Let's go with the either 2700X or... Yeah, let's go with it. You know what? Let's go with... That ain't right at all. That's not correct. Okay, let's go with a 2700, because I should be able to hit 4350 with a 2700. Should. That's our target. So we'll do that. Get some RAM in here. I forgot to put the M.2 in, but there's a second slot, so that works. Okay, memory. All right, let's get our power supply in here. Go with the same 1000 watt here. It's still overkill. Alright, let's just plug this bitch in. Oh, these cables are gross. And let's get some thermal paste on that. And let's get an AIO in here, because I really don't feel like doing a custom order loop again. This is a 360 rad. And that should be fine. Did I already? No, I did not put my USB stick in. So it looks like they actually fixed overclocking. Because like you could actually overclock, get really decent overclocking performance out of video cards. Like really well. Like the 1060 6 gig, for whatever reason in this game I could overclock to like 2300 gigahertz, which is just madness. But like processors, like I could go up to like maybe 100, and that was about it. So it was 4350 was our target. Let's just go right up to 1.4 volts. Actually, let's go right up to 1.45. Apply changes, restart. Let's see if it even boots. It boots, it installs. Okay, let's get the OCCT installed. So they did hotfix, and I don't remember seeing this in like the patch notes, but they, ooh, that's throttling like a son of a bitch. Okay, so maybe not. Let's gotta restart. Let's see here. To be fair, Ryzen doesn't tend to overclock that well. Okay, so let's bring the multiplier down like 0.5. I changed it and restart. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't. Maybe I just got lucky with the 8700K. Okay, that's bizarre because just 0.5 clock speed gets us to 80. And it's absolutely gonna thermal throttle like as soon as the stress test kicks off. Yeah, there we go. Clock interval. So it's unstable at that temp, at that core voltage. That's a shame. Go with 4250. That's like 150 up still. I don't understand why the Ryzen chips are heating up so much. Especially because this is a 65 watt part. That's... Okay, so... half a gigahertz, 500 megahertz, shifted this 30 degrees C. That's pretty ridiculous. But that's still a better overclocking than the clock interrupted. We gotta up the voltage. Which is gonna up the... which should up the temperature. Whoop. Let's go to 150. Because once you near like that top echelon, Ryzen really gets power hungry. Then, okay, so it's bootable, it's not throttling, and now it's stable. And it's not throttling. We got 150 megahertz overclock on the Ryzen 2700. Before this recent career mode update and stuff, I couldn't even overclock Ryzen in this game 100 megahertz at all without it just no go, completely unstable. Without like a crazy voltage which just didn't make sense for the build. And that's 88C. Let's try an older Intel SKU. Because even Skylake was able to get to 5 gigahertz pretty well. Let's check out. Why do I only have Coffee Lake? Oh, that's because I have. Yeah, this is Coffee Lake's motherboard. That makes sense. I don't have to play with standoffs anymore. Huzzah! Well, until I go back to career mode. which I'm not going to do. Z270, Z370. Yeah, Z270 is what I want. Gaming Pro. Here we go. Okay, that's going to be a CPU. 7700K. And like I said, we're going to try to keep this as consistent as we can. Across the board. This is going to only get a 480 mil rad though. Unfortunately. Or edge that same M.2 drive. And the old Zotac 1080 Ti Mini. That is not the card I wanted. That is not my card. No, Jesus, that's not my card. Whatever happened to Squidbillies? Or am I the only one that remembers it? Power supplies. Get 1,000 watts at least on all of them. We'll use that. We'll use the same hideous cables because I don't feel like changing it. Alright, let's go with what will fit in here. CPU cooling. Which is a... Let's go with the Kraken here. I forgot thermal paste. Go with the Kraken. I like the Kraken. The Kraken looks spiffy. Plug in, okay. F2. RAM. On. Now we're at 4,500 megahertz. Let's see if we can go up the multiplier to 5 gigahertz. Well, let's go with 1.4 volts. Just on the basis. Let's see. Got pretty quick. CCT. Let's see. I think they revamped the whole boot disk SSD thing. Because it was never this fast on this processor. Oh my gosh, look at that. 65.56C. That is really doable. Okay, so Intel chips can now hit 5 gigahertz. Clock interrupt. We need to up the voltage. Intel chips in PC Builder can overclock to 5 gigahertz now. That is pretty legit. Yeah, but to answer your question earlier, Q, when you're overclocking your CPU, you just slowly step it up until it becomes more and more stable. When you start. There are guidelines issued by the company. Usually Intel and AMD will tell you, hey, if you're going to overclock, once you pass this certain number of voltage, you're going to have a bad time and it's going to reduce the lifetime of your processor. Like your processor's lifespan is going to be shortened if you jump this voltage. This voltage is safe. Clock interrupt. Okay, so we are not stable yet. So CPU, let's up it one more time. Apply changes and restart. I think we're starting to border on too hot to handle a stress test. Let's see. It's an 11% overclock. Clock interrupt. We gotta up it again. And now this is getting to the point where I'm really uncomfortable how I'm getting this voltage, 1.55 volts. An i5 7600 on 4.9 gigahertz at 1.256 volts. Good. I mean, that's a pretty low voltage, I do believe, for that chip, but I'm not familiar with other 7600K overclocks. But getting a Skylake chip up to 4.9, the 5 gigahertz mark, is very decent. Like I said, I don't know what the safe voltage is necessarily for Intel. For AMD, I know it's like 1.4 is the max that AMD recommends you go to. Or no, 1.45 is the max that AMD recommends you ever go to. 1.35, above 1.35 is when you start like reducing the lifespan of the processor. So like everyone's like split difference 1.35 is like the utmost safe for going balls to the wall on a Ryzen chip. On Skylake, I'm not sure. I guess it would all depend on your temperature, to be honest. Oh, now we're thermal throttling. Stable, but we're throttling. 100 degrees C. Damn it. Damn it. We're so close. Let's restart. But I'm pretty sure that's a pretty low voltage for Skylake. Let's see here. 1.5. Let's dial it back to 4.9. Don't know if this is gonna actually do anything. Well, we're no longer in the 60s. They're going to be stable, though. Yes, it's going to be stable, and it's still thermal throttling. Shit. Maybe I can still reduce the voltage? But either way, so they finally fixed overclocking processors in this game. And they seem to actually overclock to a reasonable degree. Because that Coffee Lake chip went right to 5 gigahertz. With only a little bit of voltage tweaking. I don't think I even reduced the voltage, did I? I think I just hit restart. Ooh, come on. Wait, it's 10. Wait a minute. Okay, so I dropped the voltage just slightly, and now I went from 100 degrees C to 60 degrees. So 5 gigahertz is just not doable on this particular chip. Okay, this is actually really interesting. Because they actually really took the time and fixed overclocking in this game. Because this is stable at 5 gigahertz, and this Ryzen chip here is actually at 150 megahertz up, 4.25, which is honestly what you would expect to see out of a full core boost. Although for a 2700, it wouldn't hit that. It wouldn't hit 90C at all. It would not do that. Temperatures are a little weird and a little odd, but still not weird. But anyway, I'm going to call it a night. Migs, thanks for stopping by, friend. I don't know if that's a proper voltage. Before you overclock, definitely look into what the typical voltage ranges are for your skew, your given processor skew. Because there's tons of forums out there that will help you guide you to like what your voltage limits would be for that given chip and that given generation, and what kind of results you can expect to see. Every chip individually is going to be different because of the silicon lottery. You might get a great chip that can be really stable at a lower voltage than others and be really cool at 5 gigahertz, and even break that 5 gigahertz barrier for Skylake. But definitely do your research online before you start overclocking really any hardware at all. Be safe. Don't burn out your VRMs or anything like that. Make sure you have proper cooling and all that stuff. You always good to see you. Chad, thanks for stopping by, buddy. I hope your PS4 stops making the racket. Rock 515. I hope I didn't get you all confused and all befuddled with all the information I kind of bombarded you with. Migs12, thanks for the follow. Really do appreciate it. I do this tech support stream thing every Sunday. Tech support Sunday. Herp derp. Where I play PC Builder and I just talk tech. You know, PC stuff, building, finding parts, troubleshooting. But like I said, if I can't directly answer your question, I can definitely point you in the direction to find the information you want. Thanks again for the follow, Megs. Really do appreciate it. Like I said, do your research before you really start overclocking your processor at any given moment. But as soon as this goes, I'm going to shout out everybody following. Migs, thanks for following again. Thanks for stopping by, friend. Really do appreciate it. Chad5933, hope your PS4 works good. Thanks for the follow, buddy. And Viewer Rock, I gotta ask you how to pronounce that. 515, thanks for the follow, buddy. And Garrett Jones, yesterday, I don't think I thanked you, but if you're there, champ, thanks for stopping by. Everybody in the chat, thanks for coming in. And I'll probably be streaming later today, Monday, for my birthday stream, and I'll try to not suck at Rainbow Six and hopefully get higher than silver like I did last season. I was golden chimera, I swear. Anyway, take care, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Bye. Cowboy, Kyle, Q. Thanks, lads. Have a great night. Take care.